talk about it.
Hey guys, Coach Shalmi here. Today's video is going to be talking about bulk prep and the importance of being prepared to be able to hit all those macronutrient goals, okay? So I have a couple of steps, just really quick and easy. If this is your first time really trying to tackle a new diet or any type of actual macro counting. So first and foremost, we want to make a list of all the meals that we're going to cook. I know this is a lot of pre-planning, but it's going to come in really handy when you're at the grocery store instead of being like, do I want to eat peppers this week or am I going to end up going with the cauliflower? It just helps you out a ton if you can go ahead and set your meals out for the entire week. So I know exactly what I'm going to make. So say I'm going to make turkey chili one day, and the next day I'm going to make hamburgers and so forth, right? So then I know exactly what I need to get when I go to the grocery store. So also when you're making out those recipes of what you're gonna eat, you also wanna go ahead and make sure that fits your macros. So that's gonna take a lot of legwork out once you start cooking. Go ahead and figure out how many ounces of that specific meal would I need to eat to hit that macros that I'm trying to target for that day, right? So if I'm gonna be eating about 3 meals a day, if meal one is taking up about 25%, then I know how much I have left when I start planning out the rest, okay? Next one, number 2, is make a shopping list. So once I've made my recipes and I've decided what I'm gonna have for the week and I know it fits my macros and I'm good to go, then I'm gonna go ahead and make a shopping list. So when I go to the store, I don't waste a lot of time and get a lot of extra things that I don't need. A lot of people are always concerned with eating healthy is very costly, but it's not, okay? So you're gonna save so much more money because you're not eating out, you're not getting those fast food little runs on top of buying meals and not eating those. So you're going to be able to save money if we do it correctly and we do it smart. So buying in bulk is another one of those great things to do. So go to Costco, go to Sam's, get your meat, get 2 or 3 packages, get more than enough. Figure out once you cook it once or twice exactly how much that gives you. Sometimes that'll give you the full week, sometimes that'll only give you half the week, but then you'll have kind of know from there specifically to your macros. But not buying in bulk starts to get a little bit more pricey. So if you run to Safeway or something like that to get a couple more extra things, before you know it, you've spent $200 there on top of already spending $250 at the other store. So we want to make sure that we're completely prepared. We know exactly what it is that we need to get for that week to hit all of our goals and only buy those things. So once we've done those first 2 steps, now we're finally looking at cooking and preparing our food. My biggest time saver is the Instapot. I love it. You can go ahead and put frozen meals in there. You can put frozen food and you're still gonna have it in time for dinner. It's completely changed my meal prep. I have a lot of variety now. And honestly, it's the easiest way to cook bulk food without spending a ton of time in the kitchen. Granted, it might take you a couple of hours, but during those couple of hours, you're setting down, you're doing other things, you're prepping anything else that you need to get done for the weekend before you start work. So I would highly suggest, if you do not have already, get some version of the Instapot so you can start getting those meats prepped in bulk and spend a lot less time actually standing over the stove and making meals. So my next part when it comes to cooking that I tend to have a big issue with people saying that they don't like to eat leftovers or the taste of things. If you freeze it before you put it in the fridge, so the second you're done cooking it, you go ahead and get it in a freezer safe container, then put it in the freezer, it's going to taste fresher and it's not going to taste as leftover, especially if you're prepping for the entire week. You don't want something sitting in the fridge from Monday and you're still gonna eat it on Friday, right? So what's that step in between is making sure that we go ahead and measure out how much of it that we need. So once we're done cooking it, we go ahead and portion it out to fit exactly how much we need for that specific meal, then we freeze it. So now I have freezer bags ready to go for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it is, right? Very rarely am I gonna cook a large portion of meat and just throw it in the fridge. That's when you start getting that leftover taste. And honestly, it doesn't taste as good in my opinion. That's one of the things that I've kind of noticed that really kind of helps make foods taste a little bit better when I'm cooking them on a Sunday and then I'm waiting till Friday to eat them. So those are kind of just some quick little tips when it comes to buying in bulk and cooking your food in bulk. Trying a brand new lifestyle change and trying a whole bunch of new foods becomes very overwhelming if you're not prepared. You always need to have something ready and available to eat that is within your macros and that fits your plan. If not, then you will not be successful. It'll be so much easier to run to the store and grab whatever it is that you're craving because you don't have something prepared. So when we're going into these and you guys are getting your macros and you're looking at through all of them, if you do have extra questions about specifics of how would I make this a meal, that's where that extra purchase can come along, and that's what I do. I will give you exact recipes to fit your macros so that you can take the thinking out of what it is and how I'm gonna put this together and how do I make all this work. My goal for that is honestly that you don't need me forever. You start to get used to it. You start to see the flow of like, you know what, I really like green beans. I hate broccoli, so I'm gonna quit eating broccoli and I'm gonna make sure I eat green beans. And I know about 2 cups of this will give me that. I've been doing this for so long, that's kind of where I'm at, and the longer that you guys do it, the less and less you're gonna have to measure, weigh, and scale, and you're gonna be able to look at something and be like, yeah, that's about how much I eat, and I know that that's gonna fit inside my macros. So that's the end goal here, guys. This isn't just a 30-day thing where you're gonna do it a couple times and then be like, yeah, I'm done with this. You're not gonna have to measure out your food for the rest of your life. You will start making lifestyle changes to where you're probably gonna do some bulk prepping, or if you have the financial means to buy from a bulk food prep source, we have quite a few on the island that will make the food for you, deliver it to you. It is a little bit more expensive, but if you make it on your own, you're still not gonna be out of the budget as far as your grocery shopping. So that's the other thing. Try to get everybody in your family on board. The last thing you wanna do is cook for your family and then cook something else for yourself, right? If you're making the healthy lifestyle changes, make sure that you're providing that to your family as well. So when it comes to bulk prep, number 1 is be prepared. Understand and know what it is that you're gonna eat. You're gonna have a menu for the entire week. This is gonna be what my breakfast looks like every day. This is gonna be what my first meal is. This is what my second meal is. This is what my snack is. However you guys wanna break those up to fit those macros, you need to have it planned out from Monday all the way to the next day that you're cooking. It does seem like a lot of work in the upfront, but then that saves you through the entire week. You don't gotta think about it. You don't have to step back into that kitchen unless you just wanna fry up some eggs for something a little different. So make sure that you have that list and you know exactly what your meals are gonna be. Make sure that you already know how to fit that into your macros when you make out that plan, right? So if my breakfast is overnight oats, I know how much carbs I've already taken out of that day. For the sake of your sanity and not having to prep every single day, pick one breakfast for the whole week, one meal too, and that way you're just getting it all prepped out and all ready to go. That second one is make that shopping list. Make sure you stick to it. Don't get anything extra. Don't go seeing down another aisle and thinking, oh, well, you know what? I wonder if these paleo chips or this, that, and the other. No, stick to exactly what you need to cook your meals and fit those macros. Try to make sure that you go to a Costco or a Sam's to where that food is a little bit bigger in package and less in price. That's gonna save you a lot of money. And then that third one, just again, make sure that whenever you cook it, you portion it out to fit that meal plan that you had developed earlier. So make sure that you guys put in the work at the front load of the week. It'll save you and it'll set you up for so much more success. And if you do have questions about how to apply those macros in a meal plan form, we do have another option on our website, and that is what I do. So I would look at your macros and I would give you exactly what you need to eat throughout the entire week. So if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.